Strength and Conditioning 200 today. It is all going to be about your ankles and your feet. So you're going to be looking at mine a lot. Sorry about that. I'm going to have to adjust the camera a few times just so we can get my feet and the different exercises that we're going to do. So today we are going to need a chair as well as something to roll our arches with, like a can of soup, or in this case green beans, or a massage ball. We will also need some sort of resistance band. If you have one of them that goes around your legs, like we do for our squats, you can use that too if you don't have one of these. And then some sort of towel that you don't mind putting on the floor and rubbing your feet all over. So, ankles and toes are very important to make sure you do exercises for them just like you do the rest of your body and your muscles. We are going to start with just warming up our feet and ankles and then getting into some more resistance and body resistant exercises. So I'm going to take this down to the floor to begin with. So I'm just going to sit with my legs out straight, and I'm going to do some pointing and then some flexing to just kind of warm up those ankles and toes. You may hear some crunching, or you may experience some crunching yourself, just going through those feet and toes. And really press down to point and back up, and down to point, back up, down to point, back up. And then we're going to do some rotations. So we're going to roll those ankles inwards or outwards a few times, going through the pointing and the flexing, and reverse. Good. Okay, so now that we're a bit warmed up, we're going to take it back to the chair, and we're going to focus on those feet. So I'm going to start with just pressing up my toes and then down and up and down, up and down, up and down. Then I'm going to press into those toes. So we're up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. When we do go up, I'll talk about this some more, but make sure that we are straight with our ankles and we're not rocking out or rolling in. Okay, so now we're going to try to make our toes crunch up. They're not going to look very good. They're kind of going to look like this. So we're just going to pull them up and down, pull them up and down. Think of as little monster claws, and down and up and down. One more, up and down. Now we're going to try to take our big toes just up by themselves and then reverse that. So only our big toes on the ground. So first it's going to be big toe up and down. Now keep those big toes down and pick up the rest of your toes. And down. Big toe up, down, everything else. And down. Big toes up, and down, everything else, and down. Big toes up and down, everything else, and down. Let's do two more, and down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Good, so now I'm going to rock back on my heels, and I'm going to spread all of my toes out, like I'm trying to do jazz hands with them. Spreading all those toes and rest them back down. Spread them all again and down. Again and down. We're going to do two more. Again and down. And one more. Again and down. Good. So now, before we go to standing, I want to talk about what I had said before. When we go to releve, we want to make sure, want to make sure that our ankles stay in line with the rest of our legs. So we want to think about pressing through the
outside toes, that's when we roll out, and this is called sickling. It's ugly, and you can also break your ankles this way, so we don't want to do that. We want to pull those muscles in and press straight up. We also don't want, when we're on our weighted legs, we don't want to roll in. That's called flagging. We don't want to do that. Because again, broken ankles. So really think about that second toe when we're going to get into this next exercise. So I'm going to turn my chair so you can see. You may want something to hold on to. You may not need to. But we're going to start with our feet parallel, and we're just going to press through those two. So I'm going to turn this way. We're going to go 1, 2, down 1, 2, up 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 1, 2, down 1, 2. Good. So now we're going to turn out when we do this, and we're going to go side to side. So I like to know my natural turnout. I like to take this up just a little bit. I like to take my feet parallel, squeeze your butt cheeks, and then turn out from there. You want to make sure that your knees are not rolling in or rolling out. They are directly over your feet. If they are not, adjust your feet so your knees are properly in alignment. Otherwise, you can get some knee problems if they're not. So, bring it back down. We're going to do plie, releve, plie, releve. We're going to do 10 of these. So this is 3 and 4 and 5. Got 5 more. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. So now we are going to do plies and releves, but we're going to alternate between one foot and then the other foot. So let's start with your left leg. We're going to plie and releve, making sure to push through, thinking about that second toe going over, and we're not going to crunch up our toes while we do so. Leave them flat and press straight over that ankle. This is 4 and 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 more, 9, 10. Good. While we're here, you can go ahead and do some stretching out of that calf if you need to. If you need to roll your ankle out, you can do so. Now we're going to take it on the right foot. We're going to plie and releve, plie and 2, plie and 3, plie and 4, plie and 5, plie and 6, plie and 7, plie and 8, plie and 9, one more, plie and 10. You can stretch out that one too. Do some rolls. Okay, so now we're going to take it to the chair. And this is when you're going to want your towel. We're going to do some scrunches with it. It doesn't have to, your towel does not have to be this big. We're not going to use all of it, but I do like to have a little bit of extra, and it makes it a little bit harder the bigger your towel is. So I'm going to start with just one foot, and you want to keep your heel off of the towel, put your toes on, and then that scrunching motion that we did before, we're going to do that to the towel to scrunch it up, and then we're going to do the reverse of that to try to push it back out. You want to make sure your foot's doing all the work, and what we're working on here are all of these muscles in your arches. They're very important, and they help keep your arch supported and your ability to point and even to flex while we're in our heels. Okay, so let's start. We're going to do 5 scrunches and then 5 pushes back. We're going to do that 5 times each. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Push it away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Scrunch it back up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Push it away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When I'm pushing it away, I'm not going to be able to make the towel go all the way back to where it was. What I'm doing is I'm creating the flat spot right here like it was before. You're not going to see a ton of movement doing this, but that's okay. So again, scrunch, 2, 3, 4, 5. Push away, 2, 3, 4, 5. Scrunch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Push away, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Push away, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're going to do it with our other foot. So scrunch, 2, 3, 4, 5, and push away, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Push away, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Push away, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Push away, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more time. Scrunch, 2, 3, 4, 5. Push away, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Good with our towel for now. We're going to take it to the ground. So the towel, you can use that while you are working at home, at your desk. You can put down a towel or something, or an old t-shirt, and just work on that. Or even while you're standing and cooking or something. You can do any of these exercises at home while you're doing something else. Especially watching Netflix. Okay. You see my this way. So we're going to take our resistance band and we're going to wrap it around one foot. We're going to get the ball of the foot and the toes to make sure that they're covered. We're going to pull the resistance however much you want. If you need to go a little further, you go to choke up and really pull, or to let it relax a bit more if you need to. So what we're going to do with it is we're going to keep our foot flexed and we're just going to press it down and bring it back up. Again, we want to make sure that our ankle is staying straight and we're not going in or out on this one. It's just going to go straight and keep it flexed the whole time. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to flex and press down, keeping my foot flexed, and 1. We're going to do 10 of these. 2, 3, keep that ankle straight. 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Switch it to the other ankle. Sorry, other foot. For the other ankle. Here we go. Okay. And 1, flex the whole time. We're going to go down to a point and bring it back up. Should feel a little bit different, and it'll work just a little bit more of the muscles in the arches. So I'm going to start with that flex foot and bring it down to a point as much as you can without losing the band, and back up for 1. We're going to do 10 of these. 2, keep that ankle straight, and line. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other side. 4, 1, and 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. My toes coming up. And 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. Now we're going to work on the side muscles for the ankles. So we're going to start by wrapping this around one side, and we're going to take our ankle and we're going to keep it flexed, and we're going to go out with it and out. So I want to make sure I'm just coming back to the center line, and I'm going this way. So like we're supposed to be flagging now. So to do so, you take it around your foot, and if you've got your left foot, you want to pull it across to the right side because you're going to want to flag the foot out to the left. So we want it the opposite hand of the movement we're going to go. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to flag it for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're not going to get a lot of movement with this, but that's okay. Now I'm going to go from a pointed, we're going to go up to flex with it. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're going to switch and we're going to go out to the right with our right foot. So I'm going to wrap this around and put it in my left hand. See, so we'll start with just the flex. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Again, we're going to do it, but this time with a pointed foot going out to a flex. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. Now back to the left side, and this time we're going to go in with our left foot, so I will want it in my left hand. So we're going to go flex, just slight little movement to the right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. We're going to go from a pointed foot up to the flex. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. I'm done with that. So while we're down here, let me show you how to properly stretch your ankles and your feet to get more of that lovely arch that we all would like to have. So you want to make sure while we're doing this that the ankle is still straight in line with the leg, no flagging or sickling in this one. I like to cross my legs, but you don't have to do that. We want to make sure that we start with a nice point. And when we do point, we don't want to just scrunch our toes up. 1, it's uncomfortable, and 2, that's not pretty. We want to make sure our toes stay long, and the idea is that we're just arching the foot down. So I'll show it from this way. We want to point the toe and think over and down, not just straight down. So with that, you want to make sure your hand is doing the same thing when you work on your arch. Never any time should this have a shooting pain. If you do cramp, make sure you roll out, like I'll show you in a minute. And don't push in on the foot. We want to think length out and down. I'm going to take it and I'm going to push out and down, and you want to start by your heel and then elongate down the rest of the foot. So I didn't want to start with my toes and just crunch it again down and out with it. I like to do this, especially while I'm watching TV or maybe in a boring meeting. I just push my thumb into right by the heel into the arch, and then take my hands and go length it down with it. You can hold this for however long is comfortable. You might want to stretch those toes back out again and then re-stretch them back down. This is really helpful for when you're wearing your heels a lot. Your toes are in this position, and it's nice to make sure that they can still go back to their actual point for when you're not wearing your shoes. So we want to stretch those for a little bit, working the feet, bringing it back and back down. It's kind of fun to see what your point will look like afterwards on the floor compared to what you've just done. So we'll make sure to do both sides. Again, starting at the heel and going all the way down the foot. So we're going to think length with it. In dance, we actually like long feet. And down, work those toes back up, and bring them back down. And back up. Good. So now we're going to take it back to the chair, and you will need either your can or a tennis ball or a massage ball will work. I'm going to set down my towel just because I'm on hardwoods and make it a little bit easier to roll. So rolling your arches out is very helpful, just like rolling the rest of your muscles out. Foam rolling is really important. You can use your foam roller with this, but you just may not get all the way up into those arches depending on how your foot is made and what your natural arches are. So if I want to use a can, I'm just going to start with my arches on, and you can press yourself into it more if you want some more weight into it, or if that was good enough in your chair, that's perfectly fine. Feel where you are tight in your feet. Maybe it's on the outside of your arches and you need to do some more work there, or maybe even on the inside as well too. If you're closer on the balls of your feet, feel that as well as maybe down towards your heel. So really just get in there. It's always good to roll out anything foam roll. So we will do both sides. You do this as long as you like. Just getting in there, We probably have lots of cans lying around from stocking up during this time, so you should be able to find one that works for you. Getting in there on all of the sides of your feet. Perfect. So you can do those exercises as much as you like, as many times as you like during the day. Just if you feel any sharp pains or crunching that does not feel good, make sure you stop and don't overdo it, especially the first few times if you're new to this. And have a great rest of your day. Thank you.